make sure they show you fruit. Make sure that they're walking into something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to sow your seed into something where you know without a shadow of a doubt that you see laziness, you see procrastination, you see rebellion, you see disobedience, you see pride, you see arrogance, you see all of this stuff.
Right.
But this is what I'm saying. You gotta be humble. You gotta be grateful. You gotta be walking in purpose so you can identify when somebody else isn't.
Right.
Don't sow your seed and expect seed time to cross over into and harvest time into something that you ain't seeing no fruit coming out of. We back.
Ooh, this is, what is it?
Episode probably 22.
I don't know what episode it is. It really
we rocking on.
Let me tell you, it feels like it's episode 1022.
Yeah.
We have done this consecutively since 2020, when the pandemic hit, and we were trying to figure out like what was it going to be like because they had shut down, having
church,
any gatherings of large people. Yeah. And then one day you were like, let's just sit down and have a conversation. And who knew?
And then that relationship talk started.
Man, but you know what? You know how we've learned about relationships? Through pain. Through life. Yes.
Through experience, not through theories.
You know how they say like experience is the best teacher? I learned through experience, but man, if I would have had access to people that were brave enough and had enough courage to be vulnerable, this type of stuff could have saved me from so much trauma.
Experience is not the best teacher.
No, but I'm saying people say that.
A listening ear is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying I think that some
things you got to experience though.
Well, what I'm saying is,
you only got to experience a lot of pain when you got a listening ear.
I think a lot of times I am able to have conversations about relationships and it can come across with a lot of passion and conviction because I have experienced it. Yeah. But I don't want people to think that's the only way that you can experience the love of God and the love from a person, is that you got to first go through all this toxic stuff. And then all of a sudden, once you go through toxicity, that's where that whole ride or die. Yeah. You say that as an endearing term to me, but brother, we not riding and dying. So like we gonna ride, but like we gonna die to flesh. Yeah. But you ain't about to get me in a whole bunch of craziness, and I'm about to just be like, I'm riding and dying.
Because
no,
the truth of the matter is, this is a real truth.
What?
85% of the people that get in toxicity don't come out.
Oh, sir, I know that.
Yeah, like real talk.
Can I tell you something?
Because like you say, it's a cycle. It's a circle.
When you start hearing like, when my grandmother passed away, my grandmother, believe it or not, she kept a journal. So my grandparents had been married probably 75 years. My grandfather passed away at 102. My grandmother was 90. When she passed away, they found a journal where she would write notes. Mm-hmm. And it was in that moment, I won't share some of the things that she wrote, but it was in that moment that I realized like, wow, my grandmother lived this long life and she was celebrated for the woman that she was. But I often wonder, did my grandmother really die fully ever knowing what it really meant to have like the life that she dreamt of? And probably not, because back then they had so many things to overcome. But just relationally, I wonder if she ever was really loved how she desired to be loved. And you just say that because you're right. Most people that start with toxicity, they end in toxicity. And I hate that. Yeah. But let's get started. I'm sorry, we didn't got into a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we hey, jumped into what's up? What's going on? Today, we're going to talk about how we know it's real.
How do we know what's real?
Love.
Yeah.
Commitment.
How do you know when someone truly loves you?
How do you know when someone really and truly love you? Hit the share button. You need to share this because I'm thoroughly convinced and I'm fully persuaded that God is about to speak to you, through us, and to us too. Because when he speak through me, I'll be like, man, that's for me.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
That happened on another one of our episodes. I don't know if people caught it. I caught a revelation in real time. We were talking about spirit, soul, and body, and you were asking like what was one of the hardest things we had to overcome. And it was in that time I realized, man, I have been trained by culture And then I met a spiritual man. And when my world got flipped upside down, that was a real moment. But even so, that makes me think about this conversation, because many times we define love also by what culture has taught us. And so this is time for us to get the biblical teachings on what love really what love really is, because it's so much more than a romantic fairy tale.
Could I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's the hardest lesson love taught you?
What's the hardest lesson love taught me? Love has taught me. Let me think about this for a second. Love has taught me that what has not been healed will be revealed.
Oh,
I had to put some words around that. Most of my heartbreak and my pain came from a girl who was not healed. And so I was searching for love. But when you search for love from a broken place, then you define love based on your experiences. And so because I was not healed, and because love, I have to give a little bit of a background. So my mother and father have been married for almost 50 years. And just because you grow up in a two-parent home, it's beautiful, but you were also watching two people become as they parent you. And I learned love. My mother and father went through a lot of issues when they were younger, when they were in their younger years of marriage. And so I did learn love in a way that I always saw love from the place of a rebound. Love always hurting and then saying, I'm sorry. And I watched my parents literally work on their marriage to get it together. But as a young girl, it taught me, when I was looking at it through the wrong lenses, that Tiffaney, you can date a man that is not good to you, and you can love him through it. And then he can apologize and then get on the right track. Like I started, I learned a ride or die type of love. I learned the painful part of love, and then love then can become beautiful, which I wish I would have learned, that love can really start out being beautiful. It can be beautiful. It can sustain beauty, and it can also end in beauty, that you don't have to go through seasons of this dreaded hurt and pain. And then finally he gets himself together and now it's beautiful. So
but I think that's a portion though, babe. I like you say, that's not the totality, but I think sometimes we all go through a portion of it.
But what I'm saying is,
and I don't think nothing bad about it.
You asked me the question, and you asked me what love taught me. Love
right.
taught me.
You absolutely right. My bad.
Love taught me that what I don't heal, love will reveal it. Meaning the way in which I learn love is the way that I also give love back out. If I learn that love always has to start with us going through ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs, then that means that I am more willing to fall in love with somebody's potential. What I'm trying to say is that love does not always have to start off toxic. Love
I got
does
you,
not
for sure.
always have
I
to
agree with
start off in a place where it's, you know, you hear so many stories about people like, man, when we started, it was rough and marriage was hard. And you grow into this beautiful thing. And all marriages have they have the things that we go through. But there are some times that when you are a healthy person, you can choose another healthy person.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you all can really blossom into something beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Love does not always have to start out in the pits of hell and then all of a sudden we arise to the occasion. Love can start off in a healthy place. And so to answer the question that you asked me, love just showed me that when I started off, the type of people that I was choosing men from a place of needing their affirmation, their validation, to tell me who I was, to build me up. And rather than me choosing from a place of knowing who I am, knowing that I'm God's girl, knowing that the God of the universe lives on the inside of me, knowing that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, knowing that I'm the apple of his eye, knowing that I'm the salt of the earth. If you know these things, if my self-esteem had been developed first, then I probably would have chose differently in ways, in the type of men that I chose to love me, I chose from a very broken place.
I think sometimes people, this is about to be a statement that I think about to open our eyes, because it's working on me right now. I believe that sometimes we equate love and growth as being the same.
Explain that.
Meaning that we feel like that when we get connected to a person, that because we love them, that our life is supposed to move to a certain direction.
Okay.
Right? But that cannot happen if I'm not growing. And if I don't know what growth is, if I don't know how to put the right things in order to produce the right things so that whatever, my life or love can begin to grow. What happens is we unconsciously couple love and growth as the same thing. I
agree.
And so when we come into a relationship, we think that automatically because I love them, that I'm gonna grow with them. And that's not always true. Are you with me? And so there is it's a separation, right? Because I can love you, but still not be on the rhythm of growth. So then this means that my love can only go in circles. And so the love shouldn't be going in circles. The love should be going up to the next level, right? From love to love, from faith to faith, from glory to glory, from strength to strength. But when love is not when I'm not growing and my mind is not in growth, then my love just do this. It just goes on in circles.
Absolutely.
And so, but we unconsciously come in a relationship, or we unconsciously get in a marriage thinking that love and growth are the same and they should be moving at the same level, at the same speed. That's the reason why you like, I ain't no ride or die. That's the reason why people make the statement and say, man, it ain't about being a ride or die.
I want to give an applicable.
And then that's the same way with a man. When a man may say, I need a ride or die. Because the truth of the matter is you need a ride or die because you don't want to grow.
I was going to say, applicably, you're right. What this looks like is I'm marrying somebody and this is where they are. And I'm walking down the aisle to them. And I see the potential of who they can become.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I walk down the aisle saying I do, with the understanding in my mind that this is where we're starting, but this is not where we're going to stay. The problem is the other person that you're marrying, they may be completely content on where they are, and they are not signing up for growth in the marriage.
Exactly.
This is how I met you. This is who I fell in love with. This is how I want us to stay. That's the dangerous part when I'm hearing you talk about people confuse love and growth. I think that we say love and then we automatically confuse it with also I'm falling in love with the possibility of who they can become.
Absolutely.
And it's dangerous because that person may never grow beyond where you all are. They may not have a desire to.
And so now you got a superficial expectation. Because you like, man, I love him and he love me. I love her and she love me. And so because we in love, we should be growing. And that's not true. Because the truth of the matter is you can be in love, and then when love not growing, that love turn into lust.
Sir, listen, I want you to think about it. I know people that have maybe met in the club and they party, and that's what they do. They were social butterflies together. They knew that when you got to this person's house, this was the fun house. This is where it was going to, everybody was going to get together. Then another person starts growing spiritually. And the other person is like, well, wait a second. Where is the girl or the man that used to kick it with me, that used to party with me? But the other person is like, well, that's where we started. We were in our 20s.
Yeah, for sure.
We're in our 30s. We got kids now. I'm trying to change this and starting to grow spiritually, but the other person can't understand because once again, what you just said, we often confuse love and growth being the same thing, and it's not.
And I truly believe that the hardest lesson that love taught me was that life is not about me.
These stories are so funny to me because when you tell your stories, you were very, very self-centered back in the day, weren't you?
You was too.
But I'm saying
everybody was self-centered.
No, the reason I'm
it's just
I'm
levels
actually about
of it.
to give you a compliment because of
who
you. So you ready to get into the defense mode?
No,
because of who you were when you tell stories of like being self-centered and very selfish back then. That was a huge part of your life. I don't see a trace of it now. The residue is nowhere on
Pray
you.
For me.
It's not. I don't see the residue because you are very sacrificial. So when I hear these stories about you being like, this man with the sun and moon,
it's a whole lot of things I don't want to do. Right?
For me. Let's talk about this,
I'm just saying, like,
let's lay it out on the table.
I'm saying, like, in the moment, like, something happened. I'm like, man, golly, right?
I would love an example.
But instantly, right off the top, like, love is patient.
Yeah.
Love is kind.
Come on, Bible.
Love is long suffering. Having the ability to suffer and deny yourself for a long time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to literally think about that. And you will never even know it. I won't say a word.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
I love that.
But at the
vice
truth,
versa. It's the same with me.
I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think the biggest lesson love ever taught me.
That's
and
good.
I think the biggest lesson love taught you and everybody else, real love, is that life ain't about you. Yeah, because in true love, you got to deny you. You got to put you down. And you have to embrace the opportunity of expressing for another person what they need, what they want in their time, what they desire, what they ask for. And it can't be about how you feel, how you think, or what you believe.
It's
about somebody else.
So I said that love taught me what hasn't been healed will be revealed. And love has taught you that it's not all about you. This is the interesting part, how those two collide. Because in order for me to love you properly, it first has to start with how I love myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I also see some people, how they've made love be all about the other person, but it's at their own detriment.
Absolutely. It breaks them.
And so that's a dangerous part, because with me, if you are a person that is so into self-pleasing, people-pleasing, if you are a person that is so used to being the doormat and being the person with low self-esteem and always wanting the affirmation and validation from another person, that's the broken part of me. And so that's the part that's revealed, that I choose people that don't value me because I didn't value myself, a person that doesn't love me because I didn't love myself. But then on the flip side, you just said that it really means to you, love taught you that it's not all about you.
Yeah.
So how do you carry the weight of those two things? Because in one season, love is about me.
Yeah.
It is about self-love, self-preservation. It is about me valuing myself so that I can attract other people. How do you move into that next phase where in one season, it was about me loving me. It was about me accepting me. But then now I move into loving somebody else. And now it's no longer about me, but it's about them. What's the healthy balance between the two?
I think the healthy balance is, I think this is the principle. You can't give somebody something that you don't have.
Yeah.
So I think first and foremost, you got to make sure you're full. You got to make sure you're full with purpose. You got to make sure you're full with vision. You got to make sure you're full with strength. You got to make sure you're full with gifts. You got to make sure you're full, watch this, with everything that's going to add value to another person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Why? Because it's add value. It has started adding value to me. So therefore, when I was in a place of no purpose, I got purpose. I see something. When I was in a place of no vision, now I'm going somewhere. When I was in a place of being weak, now I'm strong. When I was in a place of being lukewarm, now I'm on fire for life. Right? All these attributes that I have in me, now I can give them to you.
Yeah.
And this is what love does. The expression of love is giving.
Yeah.
Giving something to you that takes you to the next level in every dimension of your life. So I know when it's time for me to give it to you when I'm in overflow, because a lot of people don't. But this is for mature people. This is for mature thoughts. This is for mature tanks. This is for the mature capacity. A lot of people never look at how do I grow within me so I can give me to them.
I think that is such a powerful point, because what you just said is that before I decide to start laying my life down for somebody, I should be able to see the characteristics that I possess. Yeah. I should be able to see their self-love.
And then
I should be able to see their value. Because it's easier for me to sacrifice and to be willing to enter into long suffering when I'm giving it to somebody who is also sacrificing for me, when somebody else is long suffering for me, because it's almost like a mirror. And that's what we should be looking at, that sometimes when you just said that love has taught you that it's not all about you. Well, it's easier to make it not about you when you know that you have joined yourself to somebody who really loves you and who wants to make it about you. The thing is, it may be sometimes, like you said, things that you just don't want to do, but you know my nature towards you. You know that I'm your girl. You know that I love you. You know that I want great things for your life. And so when you are now laying down your life for me, you know you're laying down your life for somebody that actually loves you, not just by what I say, but also because what I do, because you see in me what you also see in yourself.
With that statement you just made, let me ask you this question. How do you know when someone truly loves you, not your image, not your influence, not your finances. How you know that they love you for you.
I think it's so, man, I think this is, can I get personal?
Please.
Vulnerable? So when I met you, I was established in my career. You were just getting started. You had been home from prison, what, for 4 years?
3.
3 years.
Yeah, 3.
And then I met you.
Yeah.
And so I realized, okay, he's meeting a woman that you're meeting me.
Yeah.
And I'm farther along.
Yeah.
But the things that you would do, it wasn't what you said. It was how you treated me. So we tell the story all the time that when we first started dating, you were at the place where you were just now like really getting your finances together. And as we were getting more serious, I would see you do things like, Tiffaney, here is my whole entire check. Here it is. Take care of whatever bills you need to take care of. I saw you in the beginning that even in your lack, where you could have been doing something independently for James, I saw you wanting to make sure that I was good. I saw just how you were patient and kind. And one of the things, you are the only man in this entire earth, on this entire earth, who knows the totality of my full testimony. I'm very vulnerable and I share things and I'm there. You are the only man that I have ever shared my entire life story with. And it was at a time after you and I had been dating for a while, and we had this moment. You may not even remember. We were sitting in your car and I broke out into tears and I just said, I want you just to understand everything about me. And I told you my entire testimony. We were sitting in a parking lot. And that was, you and I have been together for almost 12 years now. Not one time in the history of us being together have you ever thrown my past back at me in my face. You've never said something to make me feel like I'm not safe, or I don't feel like I'm not protected by you. This gets me emotional. I knew, because love is not what you say. Love is what you do. And it's even what you're not doing. But when I'm in your midst, I know that I am in a place where I'm safe. It's things like, I feel so safe that it's interesting. Like when I speak at church, when you've pushed me into purpose, if I'm speaking, there was a time, guys, where they just recently, where I now take the platform and I stand by myself. For years, when I would speak, you would be standing beside me, for sure. Because people didn't even know in the moment, he's standing beside me, because as long as he's here, I'm in the place. Can y'all give me some tissue? I'm in the place of, I'm standing under my covering. I'm standing under my protection. And so people, it's so much more. I just knew that you weren't with me for things, because you made me feel protected. You made me feel seen. You made me feel heard. You let me know that my voice was valuable to you. And so my greatest fear for women is that you hold yourself, you rob yourself when you cannot be your 100% authentic self with the person that you're signing up with. You love me when I am in my t-shirt and my bonnet. You touch on me and you are intimate with me when I'm not all in my, hair and makeup and all of that. I know that you love the totality of me. And I don't think a lot of women get the opportunity to feel safe and to be able to share, because you're always told, like, you don't tell a man everything, you keep some stuff to yourself. And I understand that. That's what, and that has come from a woman not feeling safe to be able to do that. So I hope I answered your question.
For sure. And I think, just listening to what you're saying, listening to what you saying, let me tell you the revelation I caught from that. I caught this. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, that they love you when they see you and they still choose you. Literally meaning
they see you.
I see you.
All the flaws.
You may be broke. But I still choose you. You may not be as articulate as you need to be, but I still choose you. You may not be full of purpose yet, but I still choose you. I see you, but I'm still making a decision to choose you. Like, and
that's been our story.
That's the revelation that I'm getting behind everything you just said. So many people see people and they see them based off where they are. They see them based off potential, right? But you don't see them like you don't see them in the broken place. You don't see them when they can't add value, when they don't. But you know it's coming, but you still see them and you still choose them.
Can I tell you this? So we just celebrated 10 years as a ministry, and Pastor James had all of his family from Alabama, people from his past come to town. You also had lots of people that knew you prior to me knowing you and prior to starting the church. And y'all, this past Sunday, we had it was the Sunday that went down in history. Well, it may not be this past Sunday when this airs, but it was a Sunday for our church anniversary where it was like a historical moment for our church. And I remember seeing people that were just in awe, almost like, wow, James, like, I can't believe what God is doing through you. Like, wow, what are you doing to be able to grow? It was a wow factor. And as some of them were talking to you and they were just like in a moment of awe, I was looking at them like, I always saw this in him. There's a video that shows that I know this is a testimony time. Pastor James had a really beautiful Cadillac Escalade truck when I met him. Beautiful truck. You were in a place of transitioning from being motivational speaking to God was calling you into ministry. And it was at the time where, like, y'all know these Escalade trucks out there, these be some baby mortgages people paying like, $1,800 and stuff. And so you at the moment were trying to get back on track with like your finances. And so you ended up giving the truck back. And you had to drive this little car. It was what was it?
Little baby.
Little baby. That's what we call Little Baby. What was it?
It was a 1993 Nissan Sentra.
So we're together. You're driving this Nissan Sentra.
It would go from Alabama to Texas.
Sure
though.
would. I've rode with you in that car. But it was crazy. Even while you were driving Little Baby, I saw you and who you are today. So they were looking at you in awe, like, wow, I can't believe God did it. And I was looking at them in awe, like, wow, I can't believe y'all didn't see it. Because the gift was undeniable. Your love for God and the way you could expound upon scripture was undeniable. But it was in that moment that love sees things in people that they don't even see in themselves. When we say that love is patient, love is kind, love is patient, that I will sit with you while you get it out of the mud, because eventually while you're getting it out of the mud, I know that God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask, think, or imagine. So they were looking at you in awe of one way, and I was looking at them like, man, that's crazy that y'all never saw. I always, where we are today, Pastor James, I always saw it. I always saw that. But that's how you know when someone truly loves you. Not only do they see it, they know how to nurture it.
For sure.
They know how to bring it out.
So that's the difference between men and women, like how we express love. Like, the woman expresses love by way of what she nurtures. The man expresses love by about how and what he carries.
Explain that.
Meaning, like, the nurturing part that you immediately begin to see. All right, you begin to see, man, it may be a deficit right now, but he just need to be nurtured in this season. He just need to be nurtured to such of a degree that this deficit is not going to remain a deficit. It's actually going to turn into his destiny. He just needs somebody to nurture it, right? Us, on the other hand, we carry the load. We carry the weight. You know what I'm saying? Because we design our function, our makeup. We design to carry the heavy stuff. When you get super emotional, I don't flinch.
No, you don't.
I don't move. Why? Because I'm designed to carry things that may make you break. It's not gonna move me emotionally or mentally. Because we carry the weight of finances. We carry the weight of the weight of responsibilities, period.
Right? All of it,
So the woman is designed to nurture in her expression. The man is designed to carry. Okay,
I have a two-part question. I don't know which one I want to hit first. The first one is, because it can be dangerous, because some women could be nurturing a man where it will just he will always be in a deficit.
Every answer is not for every relationship.
Right, because I don't want to.
First and foremost.
Pastor James, do you know, you mentioned this at Bible study. Sometimes we fall so in love with the exception that we don't forget that there are still some rules. And so because you see one couple that's an exception, that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be all the rule. That's going to be the rule of how it goes.
Right about that.
How does a woman know that it's okay for me to nurture the deficit, and eventually he's going to come out of this where it's not a woman that's just constantly, because I got so many parts to this, because we are now dealing with women. Women are tired of always having to be the one to carry the loads, and they're tired of always having to work with a man's potential. But that's my testimony is the exact opposite. How do you know that when you're in a safe place to do it?
To that statement right there, here comes the answer that I know a lot of people not gonna want to hear, but I feel like this, God.
Okay.
A lot of times, babe, we want to reap the harvest before sowing the seeds.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. A lot of women in today's time, because of, you've been through some stuff, some other folks it didn't work out, all of this, and so now I'm tired. You got to have this, you got to have that, you got to have this, you got to have that. But you may just be trying to rock with the exception. The rule may be that you cannot grab the harvest before you plant the seed, because the principle is seed time and harvest, not harvest time and seed. Okay, seed time literally meaning I gotta nurture. I gotta put some seeds in the ground, and when I put the seeds in the ground, here comes the and. Mm-hmm. Seed time. Is it time to sow the seed of nurturing? Is it time to sow the seed of finances? Is it time to sow the seed of teaching or whatever the seed may be? Is it time to sow the seed? If it is, it don't necessarily mean that you immediately get the harvest right then. So this is
you gotta help me understand what you're saying.
I got you. I promise you I do.
I got you.
Every single man is not going to come all the way put together.
Okay, thank you.
I'm
just
so sorry.
Layman's terms. Talk
it's
to
not
us.
gonna happen like that.
Right.
And so I don't know if you should stay and sow the seed and move on, because every single situation is not the same.
I got you.
Right? Don't
and every
just
single
think,
woman is not going to come together all put together.
And don't think just because Pastor James went to prison and did what he did in prison and got out that you finna go find you a prisoner, because here comes I'm just being honest.
We had a lot, y'all. When we first got started and people heard the story, and then we were doing prison ministry.
Real talk.
It was a lot of women was like,
finna go get them a prison dude. They finna go immediately go get them a prison dude just because they saw me.
And so there would be guys that come out of prison and then they would start coming to the church, and then they would just be like, well, it worked for Pastor Tiffaney.
It worked for Pastor Tiffaney.
This man just came home a month ago.
And so then one of them at one time had the nerves enough to ask me this: what's the difference between you and him? I'll tell you exactly what the difference is between me and him. Two differences, not one.
Wow.
Two.
Maybe 10.
Number one, I found purpose in the penitentiary.
Right.
Number two, I didn't waste time. I invested it.
Yeah.
So you don't know if a person has found purpose. You don't know if a person has invested time. Here comes the true answer to why they don't know.
Yeah.
Don't swipe off. Don't hate me for this. But if you haven't found purpose, and if you haven't invested time, you don't know what purpose and time investment look like yourself. Right. And so if you can't identify what it looked like, then this means that you don't know when a person found it and when a person has invested time.
Right.
So therefore, now you've made me, who's the exception, become the rule.
Yeah. I think some people don't know. I too, when I first met you, I'm like, all men come home from prison and they find a greater power, and let's see if this if this really sticks with who he is. I didn't meet you immediately when you came home from prison. You had been home for several years, and you had built a life beyond meeting me.
I'm building it.
And I was able to look at the life that
you
could
see fruit
building. I could definitely see fruit.
And so I was talking
that's
about
the answer.
And I was talking about on Wednesday night also about how keys to strengthen your discernment.
Yeah.
Make sure that they show you fruit.
Yeah.
Don't just allow somebody to have a good conversation.
Just nurturing, it ain't
don't
fruit.
Don't allow somebody to sell you a dream or what something looks like or what some feel like. Make sure they show you fruit. Make sure that they're walking into something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to sow your seed into something where you know without a shadow of a doubt that you see laziness, you see procrastination, procrastination, you see rebellion, you see disobedience, you see pride, you see arrogance, you see all of this stuff.
Right.
But this is what I'm saying. You gotta be humble. You gotta be grateful. You gotta be walking in purpose so you can identify when somebody else isn't.
Right.
Don't sow your seed and expect seed time to cross over into and harvest time into something that you ain't seeing no fruit coming out of.
That's good. So let me ask you this: how are we able to differentiate between mature love and infatuation?
Oh, that's a great question. For me, I always go back to the foundation of this statement. True love will make a sacrifice when nobody else will.
Yeah.
True love makes a sacrifice not only one time, but true love makes a sacrifice multiple times. True love is sacrificial. Infatuation is every now and then. You see what I'm saying? Infatuation is not continual.
Yeah.
Infatuation is a one-time event. True love is a lifestyle for a lifetime. So therefore, if you want to test, man, just see how much endurance they got with sacrifice.
Man.
Yeah, real talk.
Man.
Because why? Like you say, I've lost too many times.
Yeah.
I made too many bad investments. I've tried to nurture too many bad people, or I've tried to sacrifice for the wrong woman too many times. So now if that's the case, it's time for you to say, man, I know what I'm going to bring to the table. Let me see what you're willing to bring.
I think is
it making sense?
It makes a lot of sense. When I start thinking about mature love can also feel very reciprocal.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
When you're saying it's one.
It's not transactional, it's transformational.
Yes. It's like it's the same way you are making the sacrifice.
Yeah.
I'm willing to make the sacrifice. It's one of those things, like you said, it's not transactional. Yeah. It is transformational. Yeah. It is at the place where it really feels reciprocal, where I think a lot of infatuation, it does feel very transactional, or it's one person doing more than the other person.
Yeah, and now you got to keep score.
Or it's the other thing is you are loving the idea of who they could be rather than mature love. I just love who you are today. Yeah. Like it's so important to me to think about this. I've told this testimony 1,000 times and I'll tell it again. I went to counseling years ago when this was before I met you, and I was going through a divorce, and the counselor asked me, if something was to happen to you and you were not able to take care of yourself, would you want your ex-husband to take care of you, or who would you want it to be? And I immediately said, make sure that you return me back to my mother. And she says, you mean to tell me that you married a man that you would not even think that he would be able to take care of you if something was to happen to you? And it was in that very moment. It wasn't a mature love. It was an infatuation of when I married him, of the possibilities of what he could be, rather than me just knowing he's always been selfish. He's never been a giver. He's never been the one that would actually that would lay down or sacrifice for you. It was that he was so selfish that I couldn't take care of myself. I could see this Negro leaving me at the house all day with no food and not being able to eat, but this is the fact of who he's always been. He would be the guy that would go inside of the gas station and get himself a candy bar and come back out and not bring me anything, because selfishness. I'm serious. He come back to the car eating on a Snicker, and I'm sitting there looking like, did you think about me when you were in the car and when you were in the store? And it is because selfishness. You're laughing. Y'all know why you're laughing, because one time you did it and it was a trigger moment. It was a trigger moment for me, and you didn't realize it was because of something.
Like candy.
It was because of something that I had already been through. You don't do that anymore. But what are you coming back to the car, munching and drinking on a Snapple and eating a candy bar and some chips, and you didn't think about bringing me nothing back? It's little things like that that's wrapped up in selfishness. Or like going grocery shopping and you coming in with all the things that you like. I don't eat these type of chips. Did you think to call me when you were in the store? But you see how selfishness, why are you laughing so hard? But you see how selfishness, it creeps in.
I'm laughing because this couple told me about this story. They was in a drive-thru. and they ordered French fries, right?
Oh, yeah.
And when a sack of French fries came, he just grabbed him some French fries and started.
So he took this here. I know this story too. The drive-through people passed him the bag. Rather than him giving the bag and dispersing the food, he stuck his hand down in the bag and kept the bags to himself and just went in on the fries. And the wife is looking like, I'm in the car too, and everybody else ordered food. And so, but it's little things. And so she was like, man, this dude's selfish.
And so it was an explosion that took place that we had to help him get through. And I'm like, man, where all this stuff come from? It came from a bag of French fries.
But that's the
but
difference.
The principle, it's not the French fries.
No, it's not. It's
the principle of, man, you really selfish.
Yeah.
I'm hungry too. Everybody in the car hungry.
Yeah, but you get that bag, and then close the bag up because now you want to keep the food hot until we get home. But brother, you're the only one eating the hot fries right now. It's little things like that where it sounds funny, but when you get married to somebody that is stuck in the way of taking care of themselves first before they take care of you, that's a dangerous thing. You have things
that's
like...
why I say love showed me that life ain't about me.
Or I'll make it more serious. You know that we have these bills, but you would rather go out to the club and drink the money away and then let the lights or the phone bill get cut off. Or you know that we have certain things that we are saving for. You would rather gamble it away. So when we start talking about the difference between mature love and infatuation, I think it goes back to the part of what you said. Real love will always make a sacrifice when no one else will. Yeah. How do you know, what are some red flags that are really counterfeit, but they're wrapped up in something, like it's almost like it's wrapped up in something pretty, but you really know that the core of it is really, really counterfeit? Because we're talking about how do you know when somebody really loves you? What are some counterfeit things?
Yeah. So basically, you're trying to sharpen discernment.
So let me tell you the thing about counterfeit.
Yeah.
I want you to think about
it looks real.
I want you to think about a counterfeit bag. It can have the same markings.
Yeah, buddy.
It can have the same type of leather.
Yeah.
But the quality may be a little bit different. What are some counterfeit things?
That's a great question, babe. Let me think. What's some counterfeit things? Man. I guess we can move into the financial realm.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe this.
You
gonna
step out there and do it?
Yeah, can I step out here?
Yeah.
It's one thing for somebody to give you $100. It's another thing for somebody to give you 1,000.
Okay.
Right. So counterfeit may be, here you go, this is $100.
Little bit of change.
Just a little bit.
Get your nails done.
Yeah. Whatsoever I'm saying.
And we're talking about in marriage.
Oh, I'm thinking.
But no, you're right. No, I'm saying go there. But I'm saying from this, because the thing is, if I'm dating you
but
don't
the
have
truth of the matter, in marriage, the finances should be one. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Because everybody is not at that place. But stay with finances because it really.
Because it's one thing, man. I'm okay with getting 150, 100.
Something towards the bills.
Some towards the bills or some towards the situation. But it's another ball game. You tell me 2,500.
Yeah.
Now it's something I got to go work for and sacrifice for to get in order to give it to you. And then, but I ain't never gave nobody that type of money.
Right.
This means it's going to cost me something. So when I don't know what the cost, when I don't value the cost, when I don't know the cost, man, I don't know if I'm willing to make the sacrifice or not.
So what I hear you saying as far as the counterfeit, it starts off like I'm a giver.
Yeah.
But this is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm a giver until it affects me.
Yeah.
Meaning that I'm a give, but as long
that's the best one I can come up with.
It does not affect me,
because
as long as I don't feel it.
Jesus says where your treasure is, your heart is also. And the first place you find that out is where that money is.
Yeah, and we do it the same way with God. It's like if we don't ever give him anything that cost us.
Yeah, for sure.
I think another counterfeit thing when I'm looking at it is the only time that there is ever love and affection is when it leads to sex versus it just being love and affection and cuddling just because you want to be in my presence. I say that because when you start talking about love, it's not just words, it's also what you do. Think about it from this way. I just want to feel your presence. I just want you to hold me and I want you to love me. But automatically you go into, if I hold you, it's going to lead into sex, it's going to be more. The thing is, that's transactional for you because you get a release out of it. What happens when I just want to be held and I just want to be, I want you just to love on me, and it doesn't lead to you getting a release. It literally leads to us just being in the moment. I know a lot of people that think
it's about to get interesting.
They have a great sex life. And I'm meaning, and this is the crazy part. I know that we are talking to hopefully people that are in the phase of marriage and is not fornication, but Pastor James, you have a wide audience. And so we know a lot of people are in this phase where they are living together, they are in relationships and they are having sex. And the only way they have connected is based through the body. So they think that a man loves them because they have explosive sex. Sex does not define what love is.
I got you.
Just because you all are good intimately in the physical part, that doesn't mean that he really loves you spirit, soul, and body. And so sometimes that counterfeit can get wrapped up in the physical aspects, not realizing that once you get up out of this bed with him, he's not going to sacrifice.
Can I parenthetically insert the mind of a man into this situation,
Please.
into this conversation? You have some men that's saying, well, I pay all the bills. I fix everything that break. I take care of the children. I go get the children from school. I do everything that was designed to be done, right? I'm tired. I really don't want to cuddle, but I want you.
Okay.
Right? What's wrong with a man not stepping into the cuddling phase and just really, really want to make love to his wife?
Nothing wrong with that at all. Did you see what you just said before all of that? I've been paying all the bills. I done picked up the kids from school. That man has made deposits. So that means because you've made deposits, it's okay if you want to come to me at night and get a withdrawal.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm talking about the counterfeit that has made no deposits and then puts the expectation on me sexually. Sir, ain't no deposits been made. As a matter of fact,
go ahead.
I'm going to say it. Some of the things, which is going to go back to an earlier question, that people want applause for are the things that really just come with the territory of being somebody's husband.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's awesome that you paid all the bills. Well, sir, you asked me to take your last name. That comes with the territory of being a husband. So, but what I'm saying is,
I'm just saying to some men, they looking at it from the standpoint of, I got to get up and go to the work in the morning too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
but you just named all the deposits that he's made, because I strongly believe you should never withhold yourself from your husband. You should never withhold yourself, because he can't get it from anywhere else unless he enters into adultery and fidelity. So you should never withhold. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about the counterfeit, because sometimes we get thinking of love from the physical, like we call it love making. We say that, and it sounds beautiful to say, but sometimes that can get intertwined and really be a counterfeit, and it's really not love, because all we have together is good sex. But when it comes to having a good life, we don't have a good life.
For sure.
The only thing that we really have in common is good sex. And so good sex cannot be determined that it means that it's actual real love.
For sure.
You follow me?
I got you.
I got you.
Sure.
So you got something? I don't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Okay. How does love show up? Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
No, I'm just saying. How does love show up in communication, consistency, and character?
How does love show up in communication, consistency,
and character? Yeah.
All those. Yeah. Love show up in communication by understanding. I think as it pertains to communication, love shows up because it's understanding that the other person needs to be heard, not just speaking from the standpoint of getting your point of view and your opinion out.
Yeah.
Like, you understand the fact that somebody else need to be heard. The same way people need to be seen, they need to be heard.
Yeah.
So therefore, love shows up in communication by way of understanding. How does love show up in consistency? Just like you said, being consistent.
Yeah.
Being consistent in every dimension of life. Consistency demonstrates love. What's the other one you said?
I said,
how does it show up in love?
I'm about to tell you, how does it show up in communication, consistency, and character?
And character. It shows up in self-control. It shows up in patience. It shows up in discipline. It shows up in obedience. It shows up in humility. In the character and the integrity of the person, that's how love shows up.
I think that is one of the strongest ones when you start talking about character. Love shows up even when I'm not present. Yeah. Love shows up because it's the character and the nature of who I am that even when you're not around, I still protect, I still watch over you. I was watching a podcast with Kev on stage, and I thought this was something that was really, really interesting about how love shows up. He is a natural comedian, always cracking jokes. He told a story about how one day he was making his wife the butt of the joke. And when he made her the butt of the joke, and it was him and another woman, there was like the three of them laughing and talking, and he made her the butt of the joke. And she kind of made a look, and he knew in that moment later on, she told him, like, listen, I don't ever need to be the butt of the joke in your comedy. But literally, so he now never makes jokes. She's never the butt of the joke, because in that moment, although like you said, you just laughed about it, but it is the character of, I'm never going to be the one that's laughing at my wife.
Yeah, for sure.
You see what I'm saying? So it's things like that.
So I just illustrated the reason why she like, man, we ain't finna play those.
Yeah, we're not, exactly, because I'm not about to be the butt of the joke when I am your significant other and we are the one that's building life together. But that's in character, because he could have been like, you know what, baby, which goes back to the communication and consistency. He could have been like, you know what, girl, that it's a joke. This is what I do for a living. He could have started making excuses for this is why I do what I do, and you being too sensitive. It's not that serious. But because it affected her, I really think that love also shows up as when you care about what matters to me. What matters to me should matter to you. And maybe in this moment, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal to you. Yeah. But it's a big deal to me. Yeah. And I think that's what love shows up, because love sees me. Love hears me. Love respects me. Yeah. Love understands that this doesn't work for me. But just because it works for you, that doesn't mean it works for me.
Yeah. Love sees, love hears, love understands. Love is patient and it rises, it continues. Love is consistent. Yeah, that's how you know when somebody loves you.
How does love show up in conflict?
Love show up in conflict, I think, in a couple of different ways.
Okay.
Because the Bible says, whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth. Yeah. So just because I'm correcting you, that literally means I love you.
Okay, so how does that correction look in marriage?
Yeah.
So when it's different for God to correct me. It's a difference for my husband to correct me. Yeah. Or for my wife to correct me.
So if I've been trying to correct you and you ain't receiving the correction, then it's time for me to release it and let God do the work. I know without a shadow of a doubt that he can do better than I can. Yeah. Yeah. So therefore, it's allowing him to get into marriage. It's allowing him to get in the situation so that he can talk to you in a way that I can. And it's the same way, vice versa, for the woman, for the man. And the truth of the matter is, this happens more. 80% of this is taking place from the woman to the man, not from the man to the woman.
Say that. Okay, I don't know if I agree with that. Say that. So you think that women correct men more than men correct women?
100% of the time.
Or are you just...
No, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I'm saying, or are you basically saying that I correct you more than you correct me?
No, I'm saying women as a whole.
Are you projecting here?
No, I'm not projecting. Women as a whole, when it comes to the correction between a man correcting a woman and a woman correcting a man, I will agree. I guarantee you 100% of men will agree with me when I say that 80% of that is on the woman correcting the man and not the man correcting the woman.
Really?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. And we are seeing this. We're seeing one of these clips.
Maybe we'll do a poll.
We'll do a poll and we'll see. Yeah. So therefore, I'm saying I just truly believe that love happens in correction. If I tell you something, I try to correct you, and I see you ain't going for it, I step back. I've already said my piece.
I think love and correction looks like timing. I think it looks like I am aware of the problem. It's a problem to me. The first thing I do, I pray about it. Then after I pray about it, I look at the right timing, because I should know you well enough. I should know that when you're able to receive
mature people.
Okay.
Mature people, keep talking. Because we talking from mature state. Because immature people ain't thinking about no time. So they trying to say whatever they're gonna say, whenever they're gonna say it, right then. Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right. The timing on which you say something, it really matters.
Everything.
I've got to make sure that you are at the place where you're ready to even receive and to hear my voice from me. So it doesn't look like me telling you everything after you've had a long day. It doesn't mean that me telling you this when both of us are heated and we are in an argument. Correction in love looks like I've studied my mate enough to know when is the right time to have this conversation with them. And then when I correct you or something, not even correct you, it's my tone in which I bring whatever it is to your attention. And in that moment, we talk through it, we work through it, and then we understand our communication style. A lot of times, because when you are growing together and when iron is sharpening iron, it's not going to always feel good. And there are those moments where I'm going to disagree with you and you're not going to agree with me. And whether it's me doing the 80% correcting and you only doing the 20, the crazy part is the 20 may be more weighty than the 80. I may be complaining about cleanliness. You may be complaining about not feeling heard or not feeling valued or not feeling like you are the alpha in the home. So just because it may be at 80 and 20, the 20% may be very, very heavy. That may be heavier than the 80% because my 80% could be wrapped up in nagging. The 80% could be wrapped up in just the day-to-day stuff. But your 20% that I mistake as just silence could be the real thing that comes in where you are ready to walk out and end it because you've been so quiet while I've been complaining about the little things of the 80, but this 20% is the percent that you have that is detrimental to the marriage. So it's really important that even then, when it's time for you to confront that 20% that you're feeling, the timing and the tone, and to know that you are telling me this not to hurt me, but you're telling me this because you love me and because it's going to make a difference in our marriage, it really, really matters.
Absolutely.
So I think the way that you know that somebody truly loves you, it's how they show up for you beyond what they say. It's the level of sacrifice that they are willing to be able to say that I will make a sacrifice when no one else will.
Absolutely.
What are some other things as we wrap this up?
I think sacrifice. The next things that you can know a person loves you by is patience. A person being patient, like not trying to rush you out of something or into something, but literally being patient and waiting on you to become. Yeah. Yeah, because
that's good.
Yeah, real talk. Because a lot of times people try to rush people into another season when it's really not. It ain't time. It may be time in your eyes, but it may not be time in their development in their mind.
Gotcha.
And so I think patience is the next thing.
And I think is what we started off talking about earlier. I think that you know that someone truly loves you is when they're able to pull out the things that are inside of you to help you birth who really God has called you to be. I think this is it's interesting. So earlier this month, my husband, Pastor James, also ordained me as assistant pastor of our church. And I kept having this thought over and over again. Who you marry really matters because another man, all he could do was baptize me in the world, in culture, in the club, popping bottles, materialistic things. But then I married another man who was able to baptize me in the love of God. And to me, really, you pulling out the things inside of me, you ordaining me to draw me closer to God. So when a man really loves you, he should be at the place where he returns you back to God better than how he found you. And so it really does matter who you marry, because true love really has the ability to bring out the best version of you. But that's what true love does. Infatuation will have you going crazy, have you going through the motions, have you going through all the pain and the toxicity. But true, mature love really has the ability to bring out the things in you that you didn't see. I never imagined this for my life, ever. But you saw something in me, and you've been pulling that thing out of me. Hallelujah. And that's because that's what true love really does, and vice versa.
To everybody that's under the sound of my voice, this is this is how you know when a man and a woman loves you.
Yeah.
To everybody's under the sound of my voice, this is Grace and Truth.
Yes, sir. Grace and Truth. I am so grateful. You all check us out on all streaming platforms, on Apple, on Spotify. You can watch us. You can see us in color on YouTube. Grace and Truth Talks. One more shout out. I'm going to do this all the way until March. In 2026, March 19th through the 22nd here in Houston, Texas. Right now, go register. Click the link that is in this bio where you can come and be a part of the Rebuild Her conference that is happening here in Houston, Texas. It's on my website, justtiffany.com, JUSTTIFFANEY. Check it out there. Come and rebuild yourself so that you can get back to that place of proper healing, so that the next time around when you really choose and you decide to say, yes, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with, you are now choosing from a real healed place.
Finish the race,
complete the work, and get the job done. You all remember that episodes drop every Wednesday morning, and we do a throwback episode every Sunday evening.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great one.